Oh, well, everybody know who I want next. I want Terrence Crawford next.
Stop the cap.
I'm fucking him up. I already told him. I'm fucking him up.
What's going on, you guys? Yeah, you see the title, man. You see the title, okay? I seen some more videos, and then I got fired up once again, right? We talked about it, but we're going to continue to talk about it because this is the year of pressure. This is the year of pressure. So whenever you type in Errol Spence, you're going to see nothing but videos of him lying to the boxing fans and manipulating the system. Now, Errol Spence himself may not be doing this, but what he is doing is telling fans he's going to do one thing, but he's not necessarily following through with it. Hit that like button for your boy. We on Bushido Boxing TV. This is where we're going to be. But Mauricio Sulaiman, I seen a series of interviews from him trying to explain the situation with Keith one-time Thurman and Errol Spence Jr. He has no explanation for it. He don't know why it's even happening.
Champion has privileges and obligations, and a WBC champion is entitled. He may ask to fight over the weight and still be a WBC official sanctioned bout. This fight was ordered by the WBC for the mandatory in welterweight, and they will fight in super welterweight. I don't know the reason. We will wait until the fight happens and then assess what the result was and understand whether Spence and Thurman, if they're going to come back to welterweight or what they want to do in the future, in which division they will compete, and then we will be in position of making a statement and a clarification and a ruling.
Right? He don't know why it's happening. He don't know what's going to happen after it happens. He just going with the flow, right? But we all know this ain't right. This is not how it's supposed to be. If Keith Thurman's a WBC mandatory at 147, how is he going to fight Errol Spence at 150? What's the reason for it, right? Well, the reason is they don't want him fighting Terrence Bud Crawford. So we go get the sanction bodies involved to pull some strings, to make some things happen, right? Mauricio Sulaiman himself said he spoke to Crawford several times. Crawford said he wants that WBC belt. Check it out.
You know, it's a very complicated matter. As I stated, we are not a promoter. And we did certainly put out a strong effort to make that fight happen. We put on hold the mandatory obligations of our champion Spence. And we made it known that we're going to give every support for the fight to take place without putting any obstacles to it. I've seen Crawford several times in person, through friends, and he always says, I want my WBC. He was a super lightweight WBC champion, and when he moved up in weight, he has been saying it for a couple of years. I want the WBC green and gold belt.
And we know this, right? Chico Lopez, on behalf of Crawford, at one of the WBC conventions, requested to become Spence's mandatory, even while he was champion. This is how much Bud wanted that fight. But, you know, stuff like that run on deaf ears. People act like they don't see it. They put their blindfolds on. They put their earmuffs on. They don't want to hear it or see it. But seeing is believing. So take the blindfold off, and then you'll see the herald of truth, Big Fish Spence Jr. don't want no part of Terrence Bud Crawford. No parts of him. His handlers don't want him nowhere near him. His trainers don't want him nowhere near him. And then you got fans who were strong Spence supporters, right? Fans like Nestor Gales from the Boxing Voice, Salute to Ness from the Boxing Voice, going on rants about this whole situation.
And do the door say Terrence Crawford? Do it fucking say Keith? Do it say Keith or do it say TC?
It say strap season.
And do it say TC?
It does.
Alright, so it don't say strapless. It don't say strapless.
That's your thing.
He charged me $80 for this shit and the fight ain't even happening. $80. You lied to me again. You lied to me again because I go get the other one out the closet when he beat Ugas. He keep fucking lying. He said he wouldn't fight Keith. He fought Keith. After the Ugas fight, he made a shirt with doors on it and Crawford name with Crawford eyes in the door. Now what? Now we got this? Man, get the bullshit, man. You clowning. You stealing our money. How many of these shirts you sold at $80? How many of these shirts you sold at $80 trying to tell us you was about to fight Bud next? Man, and y'all saying I'm hating.
And, I mean, look, that's a passionate boxing fan right there. $80 for that T-shirt that he took off the racks. Right, $80 for that T-shirt, bro. He scammed fans into buying the shirt, having fans believing that it's going to be strap season, that he's going to spin this block. But then shortly after the Averesian fight, he took the shirts off the racks and said, you know what, it's no longer strap season. It's cap season. I'm telling you guys, man. These dudes, they're not going to fight Terrence Bud Crawford. I say it's about a 20% chance that this fight happens at this point. They don't want to go nowhere near this dude. If Errol Spence, like I said earlier on the live stream, if you missed it, go check it out. But if Errol Spence was more hands-on in the negotiations, this fight would have happened. But he was nowhere to be found for months. It was just Crawford dealing with the guys at PBC, giving them the runaround. And really, let's be honest, Al Heyman done a few things in the past to where some fighters got bamboozled out of millions of dollars or really, really lucrative opportunities. And this is one of them for Errol Spence Jr. But they used Al Heyman as a barrier to hide from certain situations they don't want to be a part of. And that situation is Terrence Bud Crawford. Mauricio Sulaiman had no explanation as to why this fight is happening at 154 pounds. He don't know what's going to happen. He had no answers for it at all. They didn't think this thing through. It seemed like it was almost on the fly. Like he simply got a text or a phone call, make this happen. What I'm going to tell the people, well, just tell them something. They're going to eat it up and believe it anyway. But on this side of the internet, we're not believing everything we're hearing or seeing. All we looking to see is Spence spinning that block, fighting Terrence Bud Crawford at 147 pounds. What significance does the fight at 154 for Keith Thurman, what significance does that have? It does have none. It's just a way for them to bamboozle box fans. They think box fans dumb. They think box fans stupid. But they just go sit here and continue to do these things unless people like your boy Bushido and many others are going to come out and speak out on it. It just doesn't make sense. And then one would imagine after going through this whole thing for so long, one would imagine even after the Thurman fight, whatever happens, right? Let's just say Spence wins for the sake of the video. There's no guarantee that he's going to fight the Crawford fight. And if it does happen, it's likely going to be 154 pounds for no belts now. Why? Because we're in an era, or we're in a part of boxing right now where belts simply just don't matter. When the fighter that has the belts is too good for their own good, well, the money ain't right for that fight, and belts just don't matter no more. And that's the narrative that these dudes be running with. You know? I mean, look, man. When it's time to fight, it's time to fight. Errol Spence Jr. lied to boxing fans. He said he wasn't going to fight Keith Thurman. He's going to fight Keith Thurman. He said he was going to spin a block. It don't look like he's coming down that street anytime soon. His fans don't never have an argument for your boy Bushido. Oh, well, why he fight Avocado? Right? That's the only thing they can say. Why he fight Averesian? Well, we already know why he fought Averesian. It's because he was getting strung along in negotiations trying to make a fight with Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. ain't putting up enough effort for me to believe that he really wants to fight Terrence Crawford anyway. It takes two to tango, right? And it only seemed like one guy is really willing to do whatever it takes to make the fight happen. Even left his promoter, took the 35% after saying he wasn't budging on 50-50. Crawford, being a stubborn guy like he alleged to be, right? They say he's a really stubborn dude, but he can't be that damn stubborn, right? But they strung him along for months, prolonging the inevitable, mysterious accidents with 14-year-olds. And this is what people are saying, right? And it's starting to look really shaky, and it's starting to look really orchestrated. Execute Order 66. That's what we're going to call it. You got all these guys that's on that side downplaying and dismissing Crawford. And we've been through this before, right? We've been through all this before with these guys saying Crawford don't do this, Crawford don't do that. Oh, he really didn't beat Porter. Porter wasn't ready for the fight. And all this other crazy stuff to downplay and dismiss this guy. But we ain't allowing it to happen because we know what's really happening. It just looks like multiple agendas is at hand to keep this dude away from Terrence Bud Crawford. And salute to Ness from the Boxing Voice from speaking out on this foolishness that's going on right now. He had people pay $80 for that shirt. And Nestor Gibbs went off. And if you've been following the Boxer Voice, like many of us have, he's been around forever. He was a pro Spence guy. I mean, he bought both of the shirts and everything, but he's an upset, passionate boxer fan before anything. And he's letting Spence have it from lying and manipulating boxing fans. Right? He's letting Spence have it. And rightfully so. Right? Rightfully so. You lied, bro. You ain't trying to spend a block. You ain't even trying to make no effort to make this fight. If this dude was hands-on in negotiations, the fight likely would have been made. But guess what? They didn't want to make it. So that's why he stayed hidden in his room somewhere or hiding behind a pretty woman. Sticking up middle fingers. Right? Mysterious incidents to where whenever there was open smoke, whenever there's a space of nothing but space and opportunity, he ends up going in another route, an easy route. You know, he told this dude in his face, well, Sean Porter got a belt. Why wouldn't I go the easy road? Okay, we got past that part, right? Ugas. After Ugas beat Pacquiao, it was open smoke. Ugas got locked in a jam. It seemed like the sanction bodies moved everybody out the way, put Ugas away, put everybody out the way for Spence and Crawford to walk down the same path straight into each other. Guess what he did? He went and got Ugas out the jam and did that instead. And now going to 2023, after a long negotiation process to where Crawford had to do something in the year 2022, now going to 2023 where Crawford's fresh and ready to go, told him, let's make public negotiations. Are you going to spend that block? Radio silence. Now he's going to be fighting Keith Thurman. Not at 147, but at 154. Make it make sense, folks. What's up with these consistent patterns? It's just nothing but consistent patterns. I pay attention to the patterns and the energy. And I see the energy of a whole bunch of dudes that don't want nobody going near Terrence Bud Crawford. That's what I see. Steven Espinoza, he can come out and be the pseudo promoter all he wants to, but he don't even know what's going on for real. Mauricio Suleiman don't even know what's going on. Only person that knows what's going on is Terrence Bud Crawford, Errol Spence, and Al Heyman. Those are probably the only three guys in this whole situation that knows what truly is going on. You're trying to string Bud along until they see some slippage. But they're not going to see no slippage from this guy. They're not going to see it. They're not going to see it. Strange enough, he got into an accident to kind of stretch things out, right? Strange enough. A lot of people don't even believe that was real. They believe a lot of fans started to believe a lot of this stuff is orchestrated, manipulated. And that's what a lot of people is believing. You look at some of his fights, and I spoke about this on a live, but I'm going to go ahead and drop it to you on this video too. If you look at a lot of his fights, bro, a lot of those dudes, for whatever reason, they standing up in front of him with the high guard. Lamont Peterson fight. The prior Lamont Peterson, he's a pretty good boxer. He can move around, do some things. He stood right in front of Errol Spence, fought Errol Spence fight. You see Ugas, prior to Ugas fighting Manny Pacquiao. Ugas fought the fight of his life. Head movement, he was sharp, he was quick. He looked ferocious. He had you believing that going to a Spence fight that he had a really, really good chance of beating Errol Spence. Oh, well, he did at a certain point in the fight, but then once he was doing too much, it seemed like he just stopped fighting, got into that high guard, and let Spence go to work. Danny Garcia, right, was crying after the fight. Probably because I don't know what happened. But Danny Garcia didn't look good in the fight against Spence. He was standing there with the high guard, right, didn't really throw any punches. Didn't move around, didn't show that slick head movement that he showed us at 154 pounds against Jose Benavidez. That version of Danny Garcia is that version of Danny should have showed up against Errol Spence Jr. But instead, he stood up there in front of this dude with the high guard. Nobody's moving their heads. Nobody's doing anything. I mean, either Errol Spence is just that dominant, his pressure, his aura is just that strong in the ring, or somebody's on the take, bro. And then when these dudes stop fighting, we talk about all that. On this side of the internet, this is what we talk about. You took the red pill if you hit that play button on Bushido Boxing. These dudes stop fighting. We seen fights where fighters fight their hearts out to try to get the victory by any means, right? But it seemed like when they're in there with certain guys, and it's not even just Spence. I've seen this numerous times with different certain fighters, the A-side type dudes or the dudes that they really trying to push or whatever, the media machine type guys and stuff like that. These dudes, their opponents just simply stop fighting. Just stop fighting. What happened? Why you stop punching, Ugas? Oh, I did too much. Oh, let me pull back a little bit. And then he got lumped up for his efforts, right? What's going on here? Why these dudes ain't fighting back? Why these dudes ain't putting the pressure on? Why Ugas didn't attack when he had Spence in that unicorn moment? He seen a dragon and he froze. He froze, bro. And maybe Errol Spence is just that damn good. He's so good. He don't even got to block or nothing. He ain't got to throw no punches or nothing. You just ain't go do nothing because you scared to hit him. He's just that mean of a dude. That if you hit him too hard, he might hit you twice as hard and you don't want to feel that. Maybe that's just what it is, right? Maybe that's what it is. But whatever the case may be, man, it seemed like there's a lot of funny style stuff going on with the whole situation in general, the whole avoidance of Terrence Crawford. You know, whenever it's open smoke, whenever it's a situation to where that fight should and could happen, it's just something that goes far left. It goes way the other way. How come the powers that be ain't making this thing a reality? Why are we talking about Keith Thurman right now? Keith Thurman should be trying to fight one of these young guns in order to show that he deserves a shot because he's jumping in line after being criminally inactive. Jumping right in line, jumping right in front of the line. Boom, he get right at the title shot. Boom. Where everybody else at? Oh, well, they on the sidelines. Waiting till the smoke clears. Now these dudes taking their sanctions and their mandatory statuses up to 154 pounds for what? Mauricio Suleiman don't even know. He just going with the flow. He don't even know what's going on for real. I think a lot of people didn't see that interview. Well, Mauricio Suleiman had no answers for why these guys are fighting 154 pounds. He didn't even know. He didn't even know. So we already know what's going on. We already know what's good. We gonna keep talking about it. We gonna keep that pressure on these dudes. Spence fans, y'all just gonna have to be mad, bro. Y'all need to tell your dude to make this thing happen with Terrence Crawford. He ain't putting no effort. In my opinion, he ain't putting enough effort to make the fight happen. He just, I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. He don't even know. Because he don't want the fight. He don't want the smoke. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.